Just un momento. All right, we should be live. Very nice. Hello, guys. Cool. All right. So, hi. Welcome, everybody. I get bit by a dango mosquito today. I hate mosquito bites. Number one, so sorry for the confusion. I thought I uploaded the app and put the date in there. So for those who are on now, you are absolutely my faithful watchers, because I didn't even give you any pre-warning that this was happening today. So thank you for joining. I have a dope message, I believe, that's going to really help people, and I'm still getting set up here. I want to show my screen, which I haven't done in a little bit, but I want to show my screen to talk about the topic today of I'm waiting on my big reveal. It's got to be a big moment, right? And the reason I'm waiting on my big reveal for this big moment of what today's topic is I'm already forethinking about content. Everything is content. And so I'm thinking about literally right now cutting up clips. Yep. Cutting up clips for this live, and in order for me to cut up the clips properly, I have to have a good segment of time. I can't cut up a clip and be all over the place, right? So I gotta just give me just 1 second as I configure my screens here to get this all together, and then we're gonna get started, and it's gonna bless your life and your soul. I guarantee it. All right, let's go over here. Go over there. This way then. Okay. Oh, come on. All right, let's do that. We're going here with there, and let me get my logo. Okay, all right. So welcome, content creators. Sorry for that delay. Today we are going to be going over the topic for today in our Content Creators Live is it's not how you say it. No. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I'm sure many of you have heard that before, right? I used to hear that a lot growing up, right? Because I have a bit of a smart mouth. And my mom would be like, son, you can say the truth. You just may want to put a little sugar on that thing, right? Helps it go down a little easier. Okay? Maybe you've heard it like that. Or my wife will tell me, right? Sometimes we'll get into a debate, not necessarily an argument, but we'll get into a debate, and in said debate, I may get a little impatient and just kind of go off a little bit. You know what? And be like, I don't care. That's it. It is what it is. And then we'll start arguing about how I said it versus arguing about the topic at hand. Okay? So sometimes you can't even get to the topic that you want to talk about because your delivery is so piss poor that folks can't get past your words. Okay? So we've heard it used in that reference. Again, what we've heard is it's not what you say, it's how you say it. But I want to take a different spin on it today. I want to talk about it in reference to your content. A lot of us think in order for it to have some fire content, something that's really good, something that's really enjoyable, something that's going to go viral, we have to come with something that's super unique. We have to say something that hasn't been said before. We have to come up with words and invent statements that no one has ever seen because we don't want to plagiarize. We don't want to copy, right? We want to be unique in our voice, so on and so forth. And that's just not the case, right? You can literally say what it is that you want to say just with a little sugar on top or your little spin on it, right? You don't have to change your message. You don't have to change what you're most passionate about. You could be passionate about the exact same thing that for me, a Devon Franklin or a Will Packer or a P. Diddy are passionate about, right? I could be passionate about the same thing. I want to produce music like them, or I want to, do films like them, or I want to do content like somebody. But I don't have to do it just like them because we're saying the same thing, but my delivery is going to be different Because I'm different, right? So you want to try to figure out how do you don't focus on how do I change up my message and make it something unique. You can say the same thing you want to say, you just change it up a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna get into the direct content and how that correlates in just a sec. But flow with me here, right? CNN. If you watch CNN, CNN is a network that stays on 24 hours a day, right? A whole lot of content. But if you ever actually sit there and watch CNN, they don't say something new every hour. Hell, every day they don't say anything new, right? They repeat the same thing over and 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 over. Now the challenge is, or the what makes them a thriving network, is that they don't say it the same way. So they'll talk about, right now they're talking about Biden, right? And how, I should just put CNN on now, but they're talking about Biden and the president. And they were saying something regarding what he did, right? The president has done. Now, let's say the president didn't sign a bill. They'll say in the first hour, the president didn't sign a bill. How terrible is this? They'll go on and on again. Then in the next hour, they won't say the exact same thing. It won't sound like a broken record. They will say, you know, the president had the audacity to not think of the people. What? He didn't think of the people? Yeah. How did he not think of the people? He didn't sign the bill. And by not signing the bill, da 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 da. And then in the third hour, they'll say, they'll have a panel. And they were like, what did you guys think about the president not signing that bill? And they were like, oh, well, here's what I thought, and here's what I thought, da 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 da. They're all saying the same thing. The message is still the same. They're just saying it in different ways. Okay? So now let's bring it around full circle for how this applies to you and your content. So let me pull up my screen here. Cool. All right. So for your content, again, I'm live, right? You want to think about what is your messaging. What is that you want to say? Again, don't think so hard that you have to think of like, oh my God, I gotta have a unique selling proposition. You do. That's great. And those people who talk about brands and brand statements and everything else and your unique value, that's all wonderful. It's all applicable. But in the beginning, you don't need all of that. You just need to say, what is it that I want to say? How do I want to contribute? Even if it's what someone else is saying, and then how do I put my own spin on that, right? So we're going to go through some examples. Okay, so I give you the trends, right? The trends are saying something in their way. Okay, so I'm going to play one. So let's go to QuickTime, make sure it's playing. Cool. Me accepting cookies on every website, not knowing what it means. Okay, so I don't know what her brand is, but if her brand has something to do with IT information, right, people would relate with this, and therefore she would get that information, right? Now, this is a trending video, right? This sound is trending, and so your job is to take this video and figure out, how does this apply to me? You should be asking yourself, how does it apply to me? And what that means is, say what you would normally say. Say what it is that you're passionate about. Say what it is that the last argument you had, right, that got you heated. And not necessarily a bad argument, but something that really riled you up, okay? Say that and just say it in this fashion that has to do with the bling, bling, bling. You have to, you have to figure out that thing, okay? So for me, it could be one of the discussions I had on today was, I produce content all the time, and we were talking about, what was I talking about today? Like, I'm trying to think of who did I talk to. I talked to my wife, and let's say I'm talking about relationships. So I was talking to my wife, trying to think of the last thing I got passionate about. Oh, she fell asleep on me last night, okay? So if I'm talking about my wife, and I want to make some content about her falling asleep on me, right? Maybe I could be accepting cookies. I could be like, me being my wife's alarm clock as she falls asleep on me, right? Or I could be like me playing on my phone since my wife fell asleep on me, right? Or I could be like me being annoying, hoping I'll wake my wife up because she fell asleep on me. Y'all get it? Okay, so with this one sound, I figured out a way to apply something that I already went through today in a entertaining fashion, and I can create that video in 30 seconds, pop it up, and now I have a piece of content. Okay, that's how you should be thinking of the trends, right? Another example. Yo, Pierre, you want to come out? Okay. Fire. Yo, Pierre, you want to come out of here? Okay. Now, this is fun because many of y'all already get dressed up. You get dressed up, you go to an event. You get dressed up, you go to an outing. You get dressed up, you go out on a night on the town, right? You get dressed up, you go to work, okay? So these are all cool transition videos because this is something you do already. All of us get dressed up to go somewhere, all right? So you could easily do this transition and just show you changing and getting dressed up. Right now, if you're a artist and you're heading to a screening, right, or a red carpet event or whatever, now what's cool about you showing this transition with regard of what you already have going on is you find a way to sneak in, yo, I'm popping, right? I'm doing something big enough where I'm going to this red carpet event, I'm going to this VIP whatever, right? I'm getting ready for this music video shoot, whatever the case may be. It could be reversed, right? It doesn't have to be you going from dressed up to fancy or, you know, from not dressed up to fancy. It could be the opposite. It could be after a long day, you know, yo, Pierre, you want to come over here? And then the dig is you in PJs, but yet you look great, right? Normally, okay? So it could be that. Let's say you're a musician. Many musicians kind of have this alter ego, right? They come off normal on a regular day, like you look great, but the minute you get that trumpet in your hand, or you know, if you Marshall Knight, you get that bass guitar in your hand, right? You turn into somebody else. Okay, so that'd be super dope. It's like you just look regular sitting on the couch, maybe eating a sandwich or something. Like, yo, Pierre, you coming out? And all of a sudden, thumb over it, and you with your bass, or you in your drum kit. You know what I mean? It's your alter ego comes out, right? That's another way to apply the transition to you. So again, what we're talking about is how do you, it's not about what you say, it's how you say it. So you should feel a little pressure relieved off of yourself and trying to be unique and in your messaging, right? You don't have to come up with everything. Now, if you have unique content, of course, post that, use that, right? That's what we want. That's the ideal. But if you don't have unique content, this should still encourage you that you can still come up with a lot of really good content without having to be, right, come up with everything on your own. Okay? So we're going to do one more to make sure you guys really understand that. And again, I'm just going through the trends that are here, right, in the app. This is similar to the other one, the ding ding. So let's see. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
I know a guy whose girlfriend.
No, you don't. For child support. Stop with the shenanigans. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. Stop with the shenanigans. No, you don't. No, you don't. Stop with the shenanigans.
All right. So now, another cool tip is if you're, the idea is to think about how does this apply to me. If you're still not getting any ideas, like you don't need to rack your brain for 3 hours. If you're still not getting any ideas, go into the sound. So you're going to click the little circular thing at the bottom to go into the sound, right? And see what other people are saying, right? When my son tries to offer me donuts as an apology, after he farted so bad the oxygen mask in my Tesla deployed.
Stop with the shenanigans.
Okay? I liked it before.
No, you don't.
You ruined it with paint.
Stop with the shenanigans.
She's like, nope, no you don't.
No, you don't.
No you don't.
No, you don't. Stop with the shenanigans.
I'm only live, and my daughter
No,
just
you
came
don't.
in. Okay.
No, you don't. Stop with the shenanigans. No, you don't.
I liked it better before you ruined
No,
it with
you
paint.
don't.
So now, if
Stop
she's a refurbisher, right? This is a super dope way to talk about what you do, right? Talking about, oh, I like it better the old way. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not after I put my stank on this thing, right? If you make t-shirts, you got a regular t-shirt, and you're like, oh, I don't like the design. No, you don't. You know what I mean? Or I liked it before your design was on it. No, you don't. Look how dope this is. No, you don't. Look at the quality, right? Stop with the shenanigans, right? You could use the opposite, right? So looking at other people and how they apply the sound should help spark how you can apply it for you.
No, you don't.
When you guys
No,
tell me
you
you need
don't.
to take $300
No, you
course, when you guys tell me you need to take a $300 course, when I literally teach you how to be a lash tech in my Becoming a Lash Tech series. So for those who sell courses, for all those who think you need to go to film school in order to learn how to film, no you don't. No you don't. You could just take my producer's course, and for $500 I can teach you how to film your own web series or short, right, in less than 30 days. Okay? I just made my own commercial, so I may actually do that one. So let me, for those who need a reminder, I'm going to hit the favorites. I'm going to say add to favorites, and I hit manage because now they have collections, and I'm going to put for me because I want to do that one. Okay? All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. I gave you 3 good examples right off the top of my head on how do you apply the trends to your own voice. The idea of content creation is to amplify your voice. If you can amplify your voice and get in front of more people, then you can make more money, right? And then potentially keep doing that is the thing that you love, right? That's what marketing is. Marketing is taking sales, that's usually one-on-one, and amplifying that to the many, right? If you can effectively market, then you can effectively get in front of people and effectively make a whole lot more money, right? So then we can do more of what it is that we love. Okay, so that's why we really want to get good at this. We really want to be able to market ourselves, amplify our voice, and connect with people on a mass scale. And so saying your exact thing, what you want to say, just saying it a little differently can help you amplify your voice, right? Now, this will be the last example I give. So I had the same challenge. So as good of a content creator as I am, right? I'm a professional, been doing this for over 10 years. Right, I do it for myself and a number of brands, making a whole lot of money doing content. But as good as I am, I'm still challenged. Like, dang, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to post? What should my content be about? I asked myself the same questions. Okay, and so I did maybe about a year ago. I did an audition series, and so I was helping other people with their self-tape auditions. And I'm like, it's really hard to get content for everybody else or content for myself when I'm doing content for everybody else, right? And so I was like, how can I find a way to do content for myself while I'm still doing content for others? Well, I looked at my daily life and was like, well, what am I already doing? I'm already doing auditions, these self-tape auditions, and so much funny stuff happens at these auditions. So I documented some of the funny things that were happening. We embellished some of the stuff as well, and then I started calling my friends or folks that I've used and maybe helped on auditions, and I was like, hey, would you act this character out during this audition series? And so it turned out really good, right? It was really funny. It's on my Instagram. You guys can check that out. But after I went through maybe a dozen of those, I kind of ran out of ideas. I'm like, I don't really know what else to do, right, at this point, because I felt like I did it all, and I felt like, yeah, I've done all the additions I want, right? I had all the people I want. It was hilarious, but I needed the next level. Like, what was next? But I still had that problem of how do I still do content within the context of what I already do, right? And since I'm doing content for everyone else, then how do I get my own content since I'm always behind the camera? Well, my wife helped me, and then we came up with a series called In the Cut. In the Cut, the original idea was, let's do a series where I'm directing and producing like I would normally do, and I break the scene, right? Like we stop the action, and then I'm able to act in the middle of this action that's happening, Okay, and so my wife's like, okay, great. I've always wanted to write a hospital series, so I'm going to write a hospital series, and then we're going to cut in the middle of the hospital series. You're going to come in, do your thing, and then we'll resume the series. Okay, and so that's what she wrote. She wrote the In the Cut series along with she has some assistants as well, along with Onaji and Samantha and Rain. They put together the series, and we just filmed it this past weekend. Now, the cool thing about it is it gives me an opportunity to act and create content. You guys are going to see this coming up next week. It really is hilarious. It's a mix between The Office and the hilarity and mockumentary of The Office and Grey's Anatomy, like an actual dramatic hospital show. We filmed it at a real hospital. So it was super exciting being on set, and everyone who came on set really enjoyed it. So we had an amazing time. But the idea and the purpose of us doing that was, again, to create, to connect. It was to connect with more people, to do our art, to entertain, right? So that we can continue entertaining, making money, so we can continue entertaining in the future, right? And so that series is unique to us, and I think it's going to be unique to the world because we haven't seen a show formatted like you're going to see in The Cut, right? It's going to be a game changer. Okay, so look out for that, but be encouraged by the series as well, because it wasn't just let's just do another series. It really was trying to solve the problem of I want to entertain, I want to act. That's where I find joy and love. And my wife decided to use her talent, skills, connections to put together a series that fits our lifestyle, like fits what I already do, because I'm a working producer, right? And so I want to encourage you all to do the same, right? Don't feel the need that content shouldn't be yet something else I need to do, right? It shouldn't be, oh my God, a burden of I don't know what to say, and I gotta come up with something on my own and be dramatic and unique and all of that. It doesn't have to be all that. It can be. It doesn't have to be, right? It can literally be what is it that I want to say? What is it? How is it that I want to say it? And just switch your method just a little bit, right? Say exactly what you said today. Take something you're passionate about today. Switch how you said it, right? And let the trends help you to say it a little different. All right? That's really the message. Okay? So that's all I got. Thank you guys so much for joining. Sorry so much for the confusion. So many of you are probably going to watch this on a replay, but it's still going to be very good. I encourage you to leave feedback. Please like, comment, share in this video, and tell your friends about what we got going on in Content Creators Live. I'm going live every week to answer questions, give you tips that are hot off the press that we're going through ourselves, right? This is a community of content creators that you've joined, and I'm so happy that you're here. And so let's continue to create. Create, don't wait, right? Don't wait on anyone, but also we create to connect. Let's make sure that we're connecting with folks to amplify our voices and get our message out there so we can make this money. All right, y'all. Love y'all.